Today, I will be showing you the top 10 most popular watches within the hobby. We're going to cover how much they're worth, what makes them so special, and every other bit of info you need to know about them. So let's get started. Right, so one of the most frequently asked questions I get is something along the lines of, hey Jenny, which watch is the best? Or hey Jenny, which watch is the most popular? And of course, this is a subjective question to everyone, but there are metrics we can use to determine something as abstract as a most popular watch. So for this list, I merged together the most Google watches, the most commercially successful watches, and the ones that historically attracted considerable amounts of attention. So let's get started with the first one. And the first one is the number 10, that is the Tudor Black Bay. Tudor itself is a Swiss luxury watch brand established by Hans Wilsdorf, the founder of Rolex, in 1926. The brand was created to offer, high quality timepieces at a more accessible price point than Rolex. But Tudor had a rich heritage themselves, particularly in diving watches. The Tudor Submariner, introduced in 1954, quickly gained popularity among professional divers and military personnel for its robustness and the reliability underwater. One of Tudor's most iconic collections here is the Heritage Black Bay, inspired by the vintage diving watches from the brand's archives. These watches do combine retro design elements with modern technology, making them highly sought after by collectors and enthusiasts alike. So the very standard Black Bay is available in full steel with a 41mm diameter, a 200-meter water resistance, and an aluminum insert bezel that is unidirectional, twistable, since this is a full-on dive watch with no date complication. The standard steel retails for about €4,430 and is currently on the market for about $3,200 on average. And next up at number 9 is the Royal Oak from Audemars Piguet. Audemars Piguet was founded in 1875 in Le Brassus in Switzerland. The company itself remains one of the very few independent Swiss watch manufacturers still owned by its founding families, which I think is incredible. In 1892, the company produced the world's first minute repeating wristwatch. The Audemars Piguet Royal Oak was introduced in 1972 and it revolutionized the watch industry. It was designed by Gerald Genta. It was the first luxury sports watch made of stainless steel. The Royal Oak's distinctive octagonal bezel and its integrated bracelet really became an iconic design element. Though it was intended to be a sports watch, I'm pretty sure that most people would not wear the Royal Oak for any such activities, since AP is known for expensive servicing costs, so this watch is now mostly worn, during more, I'd say, relaxed activities. A very classic Royal Oak with a 41mm diameter and a blue Grand Tapestry dial, for example, in full steel, is available at $27,800, but it will cost you $44,000 on average about on the grey market. And at number 8, we have the Patek Philippe Nautilus. Patek Philippe was founded in 1839 in Geneva in Switzerland. In 1845, Patek, the guy, partnered with a French watchmaker named Philippe, who then later invented the keyless winding mechanism. The brand has remained independent and is family owned throughout and is so still to this day. Patek Philippe is famous for its sports watch collections, including the iconic Nautilus, as I said, and the Aquanaut models. Designed by Gerald Genta, the Nautilus was introduced in 1976 and is celebrated for its very distinctive photo-inspired design, though, to me it looks more like a watch wearing Beats by Dre. Anyways, a very standard full steel 5711 has a 40mm in diameter, it's a blue striped dial, and is water resistant up to 120 meter. It is similar to the AP in regards to its intended versus actual use nowadays. This was intended to be a sports watch, but no one is wearing it like that, which is probably due to the prices of the grey market with this watch. The full steel used to retail for about $34,800, but is currently on the market for, hold on tight, $86,422 on average. Okay, right, let's move on from those crazy secondary market prices and look at number 7, the Omega Speedmaster Moonwatch Professional. Omega was founded in 1848 by Louis Brandt in La Chaux-de-Fonds in Switzerland. It was originally named La Générale Watch Company, but the company rebranded as Omega in 1903. Today, Omega is part of the Swatch Group with other big names such as Blancpain or Tissot or Hamilton, for example. Omega Speedmaster Professional, that is commonly known, as the Moonwatch, holds a very special place in history. It was the first watch worn on the moon during NASA's Apollo 11 mission in 1969, making Omega the first official timekeeper of space exploration. They just released a very cool bidial Speedy, but the standard, or let's say traditional version, would be the full steel black dial with a Heslite crystal on top, sporting a 42mm diameter, a chronograph complication with a tachometer bezel, and a Meta certification for the movement. People now love to wear it in all kinds of situations, since this can also work as a dress watch depending on how formal the occasion is. But I would not recommend taking this one swimming, since this is just a 5-bar water resistant watch. It currently retails for about $7,000 with an average grey market price of $5,194. On number 6, we have the Casio G-Shock series. Casio Computer Company Limited, commonly known as Casio, was founded in 1946 by Tadao Casio in Tokyo, Japan. Initially, the company focused on manufacturing calculators, before expanding into electronic watches and other electronics. In 1983, Casio launched their G-Shock series, which pretty much revolutionized the watch market with its, rugged design and durability. It was designed to withstand, shock and water and other, extreme conditions for a watch. And, G-Shock watches quickly gained so much popularity and are now pretty much among the most commercially successful watches out there. The watch itself was developed with a triple 10 concept in mind. So you've got a 10-meter free fall endurance, a 10-bar water resistance, and a battery life of 10 years. This concept ensures that G-Shock watches can, withstand harsh impacts and maintain functionality in various environments, which is, important if you want to wear one like this. There are lots, and I mean lots, of different G-Shocks out there in all kinds of price ranges, but a very classic one would be the GW M5610U1, for example. It is an all black resin case and resin strap G-Shock with a 46.7 to 43.2 millimeter rectangular case and a mineral crystal on top. It is digital and quartz, and it is filled with all kinds of functions like a chronograph, an alarm clock, a world timer, you got a countdown timer, and so much more. A G-Shock like that starts at about $130, and you can find plenty pre-owned for about the similar price on the grey market. Right, we are halfway through, and we are at our first Rolex watch from this list, the Rolex Daytona. Rolex was founded in 1905 by Hans Wilsdorf and Alfred Davies in London in England. The company initially operated under the name Wilsdorf and Davies before, officially registering the Rolex trademark in 1908. Some of its notable inventions include, the first waterproof wristwatch, you got the Oyster, introduced in 1926, and the first wristwatch with an automatically changing Datejust, introduced in 1945. The Rolex Daytona was introduced in 1963 as another, iconic model known for its association with motorsports and racing. It does feature a tachymeter bezel for measuring, the average speeds, and has been worn by racing legends such as Paul Newman, and is probably the most notorious for its horrendously high prices on the secondary market. The most popular configuration is the Panda Dial Daytona, so your white dial with black outline subdials to show the elapsed time from the chronograph function. The tachymeter scale bezel is now made from ceramic, and the entire full sill watch has a diameter of 40 millimeter and a lug of 46.6, which makes it very popular with people who have, smaller wrists like myself. It is a very elegant yet casual enough watch to be worn in all kinds of situations. And, I've already seen some people even wear their Daytonas on their wedding day. So yeah, everything goes here, I guess. It retails for about $15,100, but goes for double the amount on the grey market with $32,237 on average as of right now. Right, let's continue with some more tame watches, price-wise, but definitely not less exciting, the Seiko SKX series. Seiko was founded in 1881 in Tokyo, Japan, originally named Hattori Watch Shop. The company later became known as Seiko Corporation, one of the world's largest watch manufacturers. They introduced Japan's first wristwatch, the Laurel, in 1913, and Japan's first quartz watch, the Seiko Quartz Astron, in 1969, I believe, which pretty much revolutionized the watch industry. The Seiko SKX series was introduced in the late 1990s as part of, Seiko's dive watch lineup. The SKX 007 and the 009 very quickly became the super popular models of the SKX series. The SKX series now has been more or less replaced by the Seiko 5 Sport series, so it has been discontinued, but they do share lots of similarities. So let's have a look at the very classic SKX 007. It's an all black 41mm diameter full seal diver with a handy day and date complication and a unidirectional diving bezel and a water resistance of 200 meter. To this day, it remains pretty much as one of those, do everything, go everywhere types of watches that are very fun to, mod and accessorize. And since, it has been discontinued, you will only find pre-owned or, new old stock watches that usually go for about like $300. Okay, let's get into our top 3 with the Omega Seamaster Diver 300M. The Omega Seamaster collection was introduced in 1948, celebrating, Omega's 100th anniversary. Initially designed, as a robust and water-resistant watch for civilian use, it has since become one of, I would say, Omega's most iconic and versatile collections in the lineup. Nowadays, most people will probably recognize the most popular variation, the Seamaster Diver 300M, from the Bond movies, in which, Daniel Craig's Bond wears different types of Seamasters, with the most recent one being seen in the No Time to Die movie, and the very first one of its kind that was introduced in 1993. It's inherently a classic full steel dive watch in a 42mm diameter case with a helium escape valve at 10 o'clock. It has this iconic wavy dial pattern and a very elegant 5-link bracelet. It is available in lots of different colorways and materials, like, you've got the Omega Sedna Gold, you can get a rubber strap on it, etc. With a black dial and a steel bracelet, it retails for $5,900 and is available on the gray market for an average of about like $4,200. So, which watch is going to take first place? Well, it is not the Rolex Submariner, because that is number 2. Yep, though it is arguably one of the most recognized watches among, non-watch enthusiasts ever, it is not number 1. The Rolex Submariner was first introduced in 1953, making it one of the world's first dive watches, but not the very first. It was designed specifically for underwater exploration and became very quickly one of the most popular watches ever. The Submariner is housed in Rolex's signature Oyster case, known for its robustness and durability. With the Oyster case, you get a screw-down crown and a screw-down case bag that provides a hermetically sealed environment, to protect the movement from water and dust and shocks and all that, with a diameter of 41mm in both the date and the no-date version of this watch. The very classic version would be the black dial, black bezel, no-date Submariner in full steel that does not have the Rolex typical Cyclops lens on the crystal, since, that one does not have a date that needs to be magnified. 3-link bracelet is brushed entirely, which really helps to hide scratches better. It is probably one of the most, counterfeit watches out there, and people love to wear it whenever and wherever, since there are also full-on precious metal options for the Submariner in, yellow gold, for example. These watches can be quite the statement watch to wear on special occasions. Like most watches, it steadily increases in price thanks to inflation and all that, and is currently retailing for about $9,100 with a grey market price of about $11,600 on average. And now, finally, let's go to the number 1 most popular watch out there, not only in terms of, Google search terms, but also in regards to its commercial success, overall notoriety, and its historical significance. Yes, you might have already guessed it. Of course, it's the Rolex Datejust. The Datejust was introduced in 1945 to commemorate Rolex's 40th anniversary. It was the first wristwatch to feature an automatically changing date, the window at the 3 o'clock position, hence the name Datejust. The Datejust is available in a variety of sizes, ranging from the super small 26mm Lady Datejust to the traditional 36 to larger options up to 41mm. It is also offered in a wide range of materials. You've got stainless steel, gold, two-tone, catering to all different tastes and preferences. It's really hard to say what a classic or basic version of a Datejust would look like, since there are so many options out. But I believe it's safe to say that the most standard way of wearing a Datejust would be the classic 36mm size on a jewelry bracelet with a fluted bezel. A configuration like that is super versatile and can be worn with and to pretty much everything. A watch like that retails for about $8,700 and goes for a little more on the grey market right now, for about $11,065 on average. And here you have it, the top 10 most popular watches in the watch community as of 2024. You know exactly which models from which watchmakers are in the top 10, what makes them so special, and how much one would have to pay to own one. If you want to watch more videos about watches and their pricing in general, I recommend checking out my video on Rolex below 10K, which I will link for you on the screen right here and in my description box down below. And if you are more interested in the historical side of things and want to learn more about, the watch world's most iconic watchmakers, I recommend my video on watchmaker Georges Lecoultre, which I will put for you down here on the screen and in my description box down below too. And that is all I have for you today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this one, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and then I will see you in my next video. Bye!